Hello, welcome, welcome to episode number 1 of this brand new series. I know I say brand new series a lot, but this one's going to last a long time. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Project Ozone 3, as you can read from the title. This is a mod pack of mod packs. This has so many different quests. Like, there are just, look at all of them. There are a ton. And it is ridiculous. Some of it is very, very grindy, especially these, which we'll get into much, 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 much later. It what I like about this pack here is it pretty much gives you, like a how-to. It gives you order, and then you get into here, and you don't have to do these in order. You don't. That's another reason I like it. But sometimes you have to do something to get to the next set. Like if we go here to my favorite mod pack, which is Ender.io, see right here, where's the start? See right here, this is where it starts, and this requires mob farming, which is right here. So it's just, sometimes you have to start from somewhere else. But it's not that hard. It's really not. So, ooh, what is that? That, my friends, is a slime island. And it looks like Astral is spawned on top of that. I've never actually seen that before. It's kind of weird. Oh, this glowy thing here? We'll get to that in a minute. So, this is a Garden of Glass environment, which means we start out on a 9x9 platform. That's all we have. We have to make everything starting from dirt. Sounds fun, doesn't it? So let's get started. So you'll notice we have a couple items here. This we don't need, which I didn't even throw far enough. This we don't need. This we don't need. And this we'll need, but we don't need it right now, so we'll put that aside. So rewards are based on completed quests. And you get what's called rack. There's these little things right here. So we claim, and now we have 5 rack. Now, these rack, what you use them for are these rewards. You can buy different totems which give you special abilities. Like this one gives you water breathing ability. This one gives you night vision. This one, which was the first one we're going to save up for, is creative flight. There's all different ones here. And then these swords, which are ridiculously overpowered. We have a creative dungeon locator, which we won't use yet. You don't really use this until you start getting into Galacticraft. You have these loot chests here that give you random items. And then I'll get this first one here once we have the rack. But for now, we have to go and we have to start working here. Now the first thing we have to get is we have to get cobblestone. And it tells you right here, shift right click grass or dirt to obtain pebbles, then craft them into cobblestone. Which means we do this. And then we get pebbles. And then 4 pebbles makes 1 cobble. So there we go. We have 2 cobblestone. How many do we need? We need 64. And then we also need another 8 to make a furnace. We have a lot of cobblestoning. Alright, so we got our cobblestone here, and I got a little bit extra to extend the base out just a tad. Now, we have to make a furnace, but you see we don't have a crafting bench here. So, how do we get one? Well, it's simple. We place down our sapling, we do a little dance, the tree grows, and we can get our sapling to make some trees. Now, we gotta vein mine this, gives us some food, gives us some more saplings here. These apples are pretty much the food that we will be using for the majority of the game. So now we can vein mine this, and we got some wood, and basically we just gotta kind of repeat. See, that time we didn't get any apples. So we need to get enough. We need to get at least 3 apples so we can make an apple tree to give us some food. So we didn't get any apples that time either. There's no guarantee that you actually get apples. And see, that time we got one. So we just got to keep this up until we get one more apple, which we got right there. So now we can make us an apple sapling. And what is that? Well, that's just basically an oak tree that has apples, and that is going to be our food source for a while. So we got us enough wood here, so we'll make our crafting bench. And now we can make our furnace. So that gives us the right-clicking quest, and I didn't mean that. So we claim that, we get 5 more rack. And then it just goes down the line. And we gotta work on this. So we gotta get 8 apples total. We gotta get a wooden crook, which is used to get string. Yep. So, we used our apples to make an apple sapling. So now what we should do is we should expand this a little bit. And I didn't want to put that there. And you'll see why in a little while. Alright. So now we want to get some, we got our 6 pieces of dirt here. We want to expand this a little bit that way. So now we place this down, and that might be in the way of that. So actually, we'll take that, and I did not mean to do that. There we go. And then we'll place this, we'll come out, we'll say we'll come out a couple blocks this way, and we'll put that dirt here. And that was quark. We'll just make a little platform here. The apple sapling down. And I'm notorious for walking off of edges. And there we go. So now we just farm apples. Get us a nice good supply of apples here. I think we got 14 right now. We'll place our furnace down. And we'll get some cooked apples here. So the next thing we'll need to work on is we'll need to get some torches. So we'll throw down our oak sapling here. And we'll get some logs so we can make some torches. And we'll let that run for a few minutes. I'll be right back. And we'll start progressing a little further. Alright, so we are back here, and I added another furnace to keep us producing cooked apples. We are making some more charcoal here so we can power our furnaces. I added a chest to supply, or to give us somewhere to put all of our stuff. So, the next thing we looked at, I also made a crook here. So we can claim that, and that gives us a juicer, 2 glass bottles, and they gave us something else, 5 rack. So the glass bottles we can actually use to cheese to get us an infinite water source, but we'll do that a little bit later. So we'll just throw these in here. Now the crook will get us a sapling. The crook will get us string, which we will need to progress to the next section here. So we just vein mine that, and that'll get us these silkworms. Now the silkworms, what we'll do, we plant us another tree here, we'll let it grow, and we put these silkworms in the leaves here. And what'll happen is they will infest the leaves. As you can see here, it says infested leaves and it's progressing up. Once it's fully infested, we'll use the crook again, which we'll need to make another one because this one's about broken. There we go. We'll just do that. So you see how it says infested leaves? So we'll wait for this to fully infest everything. And then we'll vein mine it, and that will get us string. So you see we're done here. So we'll vein mine, and look, we got just under a stack and half of string. That will be useful for the next progression. So we'll go here, we'll complete silk, and then this will help us get into the next area, which is sieves. Sieves will get us, where are we at? Gravel here. Look, we go into gravel. This will get us ore pieces. Ore pieces get made into chunks, and then the chunks get made into ingots. So that is where how we'll start getting all of our metals. So we'll vein mine this to get this out of the way. And then we have 20 rack here. So if we go into our rewards here, we can get a basic loot chest for 10, or we can get a good loot chest for 20, and I'm going to get the good one because the basic one seems to just give you a bunch of crap. So now we open this up, and this gives us an ultimate bin. So this ultimate bin can store 262,000 items, which will be fantastic once we get our cobblestone generator up and going. But that'll be for a later episode. So if you look here, we have an ability bottle. You always start out with one. The ability is different. This one here is Power Stare. And if you open it up here, it says pushes enemies away when you're looking at them. So it also gives you the amount of XP that you need. So now we have Power Stare. So whenever a mob spawns, if we just look at it, it'll push that mob away. Alrighty, so the next, like I said, thing that we should get into is we should get into sieves. Now sieves is made with planks, a slab, 2 sticks. So we'll make slabs and we'll make sticks. Come in here, and there we go. We got a sieve. Next, we need to make string mesh, which is 9 pieces of string, just like that. And then we should get it. There we go. Now, this gets us 5 rock, but this also gets us 8 more string mesh. So, if you look here, the next one would be flint mesh. Now, this is the one that we're looking for. So there is 2 ways to get flint. If you come over here, there's a ton of ways, but early game. We can sieve gravel here, and there's only a 12% chance. The other option, if we go back into crafting here, 3 gravel makes 1 flint. Now gravel is especially easy to get, because all we have to do, we'll make this hammer here. This hammer compresses. So like, what we'll do is we'll put our blocks here, and we'll vein mine, and look at that, we got gravel. Oop, nope, nope. And just like that, we have 3 flint. So as you can see, it's kind of easy. So, we need a ton of cobblestone. So let me get all of this cobblestone here that we need, and I'll be back. Alright, so we got 17 flint here. Now that's enough for 3 saves here. So, you know what? We might as well just go ahead and try to grab one more to make it an even 18. Because apparently me and Matt don't get along. So that's 6. That'll be enough. From here. Make it that. Alright, now we have enough for 3. So apparently, like I said, me and Matt don't get along. So we'll come here. We'll make another one, but we're missing sticks. So let's make a set of sticks here. And then now we have 3 sieves. So we'll throw these right here. Come over here. We'll upgrade. Actually, we can do this the easy way. Like that. And now we have 3 flint mesh. Come in here. Bam! And now we have that. So the next one is iron mesh, which we do not have any iron right now. But that's what we're doing this for. Is so we can actually make iron. Now, in order to make iron, we need to sieve gravel. And that will give us the iron bits, which we can turn into chunks, which we can then smelt into ingots. It is a long, long process. So, I'm not going to bore you guys by me sitting here and shifting and making gravel and compressing the gravel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get a bunch of gravel, and then I will be right back. Don't go nowhere. Alright, so we are here with 2 stacks and a couple extra of gravel. And if you notice, I also kind of extended out and I made the 6 more sieves that we will eventually use. So right now we're only going to use 3 for flint. But we are going to progress and get iron, and we'll replace these all. So in order to use this, you just right click and it will automatically use it. And as you can see, we got iron, gold, and rock candy. So then we just kind of keep doing this, and we'll eventually get more and more. Like here you see we got platinum, we got aluminum. Aluminum we will use for the crushing table, which is what we need to make buckets. So, but that is something that we will progress with a little later down the road. So for now, let me go ahead and finish sieving all of these blocks here. Alright here, so got just over 2 stacks all sieved out here, and then you can see iron is a 100% drop. So for each piece of gravel that we sift out, we have 1 iron ore piece. Now, it takes 4 pieces to make a chunk, and then 1 chunk makes 1 ingot. So if we just use the shortcut here of K that automatically combines everything here, you'll see we have a good amount of ore here. Now we actually need 3 pieces of aluminum, so we'll have to do more sifting, but we'll do that in the background. So we're going to go ahead and get this smelting. We also got some coal. So let's go in here. Now, since we're at this point, one thing I want to do is I want to turn charcoal into tiny charcoal. Now what that does is gives us another book that we'll read later. But what that does is it allows us to not waste anything. Because this early in the game, we don't want to be wasting anything. So instead of 8 pieces being smelted by 1 charcoal, each tiny charcoal smelts 1 item. So that way there is absolutely no waste. So let's get all this stuff smelted here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to call it an episode here. So we have progressed pretty far here. So we'll get all of our flint done. Oh, we need one more. We'll need a little bit more flint. As you can see, we're about 4 flint short to make this because you have to progress. You can't just make string into iron. You have to progress through flint into iron. And then you see here, we upgrade into iron. Let's go to gravel here. And that upgrades our chance here. So, actually go into that. There we go. So we go into iron here. And then look, we can get diamonds and emeralds. Now it's only a 0.8% chance, so it's a very low percentage. but it's a percentage nonetheless here. And then we can actually get osmium, and then it progresses. You know, it's the beginning of this pack is very slow. There's a lot of grinding that you have to do in the beginning of this pack, but it is worth it in the end. You know, once we get to, you know, I'd say once we get about a quarter of the way through the pack is when things start getting really easy. We can start getting into automation, and then we can start, you know, hopefully by then we'll be flying. So we want to make another chest here real quick before we end to store all of our pieces here. So I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. Another thing, real quick before I call it quits, is I actually have progressed pretty far in this pack over on my Twitch channel. Link should pop up now. And I'm actually on the server. I'm on a server with a friend of mine, Shadow, and we're progressing pretty far. So if you're interested in seeing what this pack has to offer, head over there. I stream Friday and Saturday nights. So I'd appreciate you guys coming by and catching a stream, seeing what this pack has to offer. We are pretty much at the end game. So if we go into the quest book here, we are pretty much down into here. So as you can see, I mean, yeah, I've got all of this side done here. We're working on this. It's crazy. I've gone to space. It's a lot of progress here. Now this thing right here, this transmutation table. Oh boy, we'll get into that in a long way away. But this thing basically means we never have to make resources again. And again, I will get into that at a later date. But for now, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Bye.